All right, today I'm gonna be covering the two things that will allow you to be charismatic 24/7. For y'all that don't know what charisma is basically your ability to influence others, persuade others, and get people to like you based off of your personality. Right? There's a lot of different characteristics, but when you have charisma, you'll be able to do a lot. Think about your favorite teachers, your favorite coaches, your favorite friends. Typically, they are all charismatic. There's something that you like about them. They have that likability factor, and all charisma is that likability factor. Now, if you haven't, or if you're not tapped in with the Patreon, then there's a lot of other things we cover, like the formula for charisma. However, today I was feeling nice to give out some free game on Twitch, to give out some free game on TikTok, and to give out some free game on YouTube that we do cover in the Patreon. And right now we're bringing down the book, The Charisma Myth. This is where we're getting a lot of our information from. We're getting information from here. I have a life experience as well that I am allowed to elaborate on based off of these principles. And a lot of this will make sense to you. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. So there are multiple different things. This chapter was called Creating Charismatic Mental States. And there's a lot of different ways to create charismatic mental states. Damn. But because there were so many, I decided to break them down to like two per video. So the two that y'all are getting today are goodwill and compassion. That's one. Even though there's two words, they're one. And then self-compassion. So it's really we're focusing on goodwill and compassion. And as you'll notice, goodwill is a part of compassion. And before we get any further into the two things, I want to emphasize the importance of your mental state. So one thing that we covered in the previous chapters was talking about how your charisma is affected based off of physical features and emotional and mental features, right? Or emotional actions and physical actions as well. And some of those could be uh, nonverbal communications, which is something that I've talked about multiple times before. They play a very important part in your communication and connecting with people, something that's covered in the magnetic mouthpiece. But to give a brief summary, example of a nonverbal communication could be tone of voice. That's actually probably one of the most important. The tonality of how you say certain things. So when you hear people say it's not what you say, it's how you say it, they mean in with the tone to the tonality that you say it. All right. Then you have body language. Your body language is a reflection of your thoughts. So people who aren't confident or people who have low self-esteem, you can kind of see it. Not kind of, you are able to see it in their body language and how they carry themselves. Most of the time, that being looking away, not being able to hold eye contact for a long time, not being able to face a certain person, or certain situations or certain environments that make them uncomfortable. You can see it in their body language. It looks like they're scared. So that is all controlled by your mental state, because as a man thinketh, so he beeth. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that saying, but there's a book called As a Man Thinketh, and it's the truth. As you think, so you become. So if as you believe and entertain those self-doubts and those negativities and stuff, it projects in your body language. And it's not your looks that are making you unattractive, although there are some things that you can do to improve those things. It's more so how you perceive yourself and your body language and what you're projecting that is really not making you unattractive. It's just not making you attractive in the first place. So that's why I wanted to cover that. That's why creating charismatic mental states are a very important thing to do, because your mind starts everything. I know that may not be what you want to hear, but it is the truth. Like if you want to get more girls, get confident, talk to more girls, know what to say, all that comes from a certain type of mindset that you have to have. Now, the two things we're covering, goodwill and compassion, that will help you be charismatic 24/7. As long as you have these two things with you, you're going to look at life a certain way, and you're going to project out to the world a certain type of charisma, basically. All right. So goodwill, I wrote down, is simply wishing well for others, right? In compassion, there's a equation. Compassion is just a combination of goodwill and empathy. All right. So goodwill is wishing well for others. Empathy is the ability to feel for others. Compassion is goodwill plus empathy, meaning that you feel for others and you're wishing them the best. That's compassion, right? When we come around certain people, we usually feel very comfortable around people who are very nice, very genuine. They just make you feel warm, right? Warmth is a part of that charisma equation. That's why this part of the charismatic mental state is very important because goodwill, the compassion, this helps with creating that warmth feeling. And the second part of that is self-compassion, accepting. So what's up, King Mike? So using that compassion for others, but also using it for yourself. Before I get back to self-compassion, I want to elaborate a little bit on how compassion can really, really work for you and why you should use it. So compassion is, like I said, it's a mix of goodwill and empathy. Naturally, I'm a nice person. Like I just have goodwill. Like I always wish the best for others because it's enough. Like I just like to see people win. It's naturally in me. I want the best for myself, but I naturally want the best for others. That comes personally. I think goodwill can come from self talk and also obviously your environment. Because hi, thanks for the follow, King Save. Your environment really dictates what's going to occur. Your environment really dictates how you act and how you respond and how you react because that's all you ever seen and that's all you ever know. Now, whether you act that same way or choose to act different is up to you, but it does play a factor. Now, being empathetic is, I feel like, what will allow you to make that real connection with a girl. What is empathetic? Like I said, empathetic is understanding where the other person is coming from, understanding another person's emotion, understanding another person's feeling, right? With that, it's very good to understand these nonverbal communications because you can feel a vibe. Earlier today, I was on the phone with my girlfriend and I had said something. I was talking about prices because I'm going down to Philly. I was talking about I was just getting an idea how much money I was going to spend. I was tallying up my money, right? And I said something that I had to pay for. And she says, I didn't say you had to pay for the ticket. But she said it with an attitude. She said it bothered, right? Any normal human being is going to notice the tone in her voice. And that's how we're able to receive certain things. So in that moment, I could tell that it was a little like she was just being smart. Like she was a little irritated. She was a little agitated. After me calling it out, I found out why she was agitated. It was because to her it sounded like I was complaining, right? Me being empathetic, I understood why she said it in the tone that she did, right? So, with empathy, you're able to understand where people are kind of coming from and understand why people are being the way they are. But in order to even get to that point, you do have to be able to ask questions and you do have to be able to listen. One thing that y'all probably don't know is I get a lot of my experience from, or I get a lot of my information from my experience, but I also get a lot of my information from core like sales principles. When you're willing to sell, when you want to sell something, it's very important that you listen to the customer that you're or the client you're trying to sell to so that you can speak to their needs and provide them with their needs. You don't know what their needs are if you don't actually listen to what they have to say. So in order for you to feel what somebody is or understand what people are in order for you to feel and understand what people are going through, you actually have to listen to what they're going to. You actually have to ask questions. You actually have to care what they're going to, what they're going through. And that's the empathy part of it, right? Actually caring and understanding, like, okay, I don't feel the same way and I don't have to feel the same way. We all feel different ways because of our environment, what we're used to, what we grew up to. Therefore, I understand that I may not completely understand where she's coming from. Let me at least figure this out. Let me at least find out why she's thinking this way, or why she's acting this way, or what she's used to. Like simple things like that. That's the empathy. And the goodwill is always wanting the best for her. Now, that's where us guys may, overstep our boundaries sometimes because women are very emotional people. We're very logical. We try to find solutions. My girl actually sent me a TikTok this morning. We're very logical people. And because I have such goodwill, I want to see the best for you. Girls will want to be comforted more times than they want to be to find a solution. And for me, it's kind of draining to sit there and really stress over something and not try to at least come up with a solution. Even if I don't know how it's going to exactly pan out, me having a plan or just some type of things that I could do to at least try makes me feel better than sitting here and just whining and complaining and talking about it. But that's where we could bump heads because she just wants to feel heard and understood. So goodwill is always good to have. Always wanting the best for somebody. Always just being a good person, having good energy. It produces that warmth that allows you to be charismatic 24/7. It makes you more likable to damn near everybody, right? And they said a task that you can practice is whenever you're approaching somebody or whenever you see somebody, imagine that they have angel wings behind their back. Talk to them like they have angel wings behind their back. If you're scared to go approach a girl, you don't know, you know what I'm saying, you're thinking so much, how should I do my voice, boom, boom. Bro, go over there and approach her like she got angel wings behind her back. Be nice, bro. Have goodwill, bro. Ask her how her day's going. Make sure she's good. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Boom. Goodwill and empathy equals compassion. If you got that and you're compassionate, you're considered a charismatic person. Like, we're all very capable of this. Now, the second thing to becoming a more charismatic person, Skeller. What's that? That's Ray. Skeller's Ray. Yeah, you haven't. It's been a long minute. Self-compassion. Self-compassion, I'm going to break down something because it's not something that I hear very often. And it's something that I actually kind of struggle with myself, but it's very good. If I had to give a synonym for self-compassion, I would say grace, showing yourself grace. But what I wrote down is accepting what's going on, show kindness to yourself, and realize you're not the only person who has experienced this. Now, I'm very hard on myself because I set high expectations. I expect a lot out of myself. Excuse me, which is what I'm fine with. I wouldn't want it any other way. I don't expect anything less. I expect to be great, and I understand the things that I'm capable of. I've proven myself to myself. I'm very confident in myself, and because of that, sometimes I get a little hard on myself, especially when it comes down to basketball. Right? I like being good at certain shit, and when I'm not good at it, I kind of snap. I talk to myself in a harsh way, like, "Come on, nigga!" Like, I don't ever really show myself that grace where it's like, "Look, I know you want to be good, but if you want to get good, you gotta fail. The faster you fail, the faster you get better. And you are not the only person that has been in this position before. That type of mindset will encourage you to do certain things and put you in a more charismatic mental state, get you in a more bubbly, warm mood, and that's gonna allow you to project how you're feeling. What's good, Kai? My boy. So the same way you have goodwill and compassion for others, you have to have that same compassion for yourself. Because when you don't, that's when it starts to affect your self esteem, right? You start thinking that you're less of yourself because you aren't accomplishing certain things. That's where that pessimistic mindset and that optimistic mindset kicks in. Where for me, I look at failure as an opportunity to learn, as an opportunity to grow, and that's because I have some compassion for myself. I understand that I'm not going to be great at everything at first, and I understand the whole process, but I do understand that I'm going to get good. The pessimistic version to look at that is, damn, I suck. I'm never going to be good enough. That's a terrible way to look at things. That's a terrible way to talk to yourself. Because now when you actually go talk to people, you're going to think people are thinking the way you are about yourself. And in reality, people really don't care. But when you're projecting that negativity, for people like me, I notice it off rip. That's because I'm aware of it. But some people subconsciously don't recognize it, but they don't understand why it's something about you that they're just not resonating with. It's not making you charismatic. It's not making you more warm, somebody that they want to be around. All right. So today or then tomorrow, whenever you see this, if it's early in the morning or earlier in the day, and you have time to go introduce talk to people, I want you to practice these two things. I want you to practice goodwill and compassion when you're dealing with other people. When you go talk to people, talk to them like they have angel wings behind them. You go pick up some food. How you doing? Are you having a good day? Boom. When you see somebody, when you walking past them, if you make eye contact, hey, how you doing? Speak to them. You feel me? Be nice. Be warm. Be welcoming. Be generous. Be generous. And then if you see yourself down yourself, or you having a hard time, or you're getting hard on yourself, you're being hard on yourself, you're talking down to yourself, show yourself some grace, the self-compassion. These two things are going to allow you to be and project a more charismatic version of yourself. Be present. That's a whole nother level, bruh. Presence is one of the most important things to charisma. There's three things. There's charisma, there's presence, there's warmth, and then they said power. Power is more like value. Like they said, it could be status, it could be money, it could be attention. Like when you go inside, when you walk inside a room, how many people are, how many people are addressing you, you feel me? Like it's your perception, really. But those are the three things that we covered. And if you want to learn more about it, I'm covering it in the Patreon, in the book right here, The Charisma Myth. But I'm now opening the floor for questions. If you have questions, let's get it popping. I know I probably seen some comments that I couldn't answer because I was trying to get my message across. But if you got questions, drop your questions down. Said, I'm going to the mall tomorrow. You think I should put up shots and work on my game? I think that you should do whatever that you feel like you need to do. I feel like if you're going to the mall primarily to shoot at girls, I feel like there's better things you could do with your time. But like, if you're going to the mall to go get clothes, or if you already have planned on going to the mall and you see a girl that you want, you should talk to her. I think that just to approach girls and get those reps in, I think that's really a thirsty mindset. Like, however, yes, talking to a lot of girls, hundreds of girls, that will get you better at talking if you are intentionally trying to get better. In reality, what it does, it just makes you more comfortable, because you'll start to realize, like, it's not as big of a deal as I'm making it. However, I just think it's a thirsty mindset to like, the fact that you don't believe that you can actually get a girl, and that you have to talk to 100 girl, like it's just, I just think that you could be doing something else better with your time. Like, I've never been with approaching 100 girls. Like, I don't even think in my lifetime I've approached 100 girls. Now probably I have, but like, the most I can ever remember approaching a girl is probably like 4 or 5 times in a day. That was at a homecoming event. And that was when that was when I first started getting into the game. But in reality though, bro, like, I can't. Nah, I like vibes. Like, I like certain connections. I like natural. And that's the thing. You When you spend time with yourself, you start to notice certain things about yourself. Like, I can never go to the club with the intention of locking in with a girl, because the way I lock in and make connections with a girl and really leave my mark on a girl is always through a intimate like an intimate interaction. It's very hard to have those intimate interactions. Now, I'm not saying that that's the only way to make a connection with a girl. That's just what coincides with the type of personality I have. It's a lot easier for me to make connections if I'm how I met my girlfriend. We were at a block party, but it was no music. Like, we were just shooting fireworks. They were standing on a corner, and I was just talking to the friend group. That was more intimate. It was a whole bunch of people, but it was a big ass. We were outside, so everybody was spread out. It wasn't like a whole bunch of people. When I would meet girls, if I'm at a kickback, kickbacks are small gatherings, so that was a lot easier for me. I at least tried to go approach certain girls in a lot of environments, but I just learned that about myself. So that way, when I went out to certain parties, I didn't have the expectation of coming home with a girl or leaving with a girl, because that would just put me in a thirsty and desperate mindset. And the times that I did connect with a girl, or get their Instagram, or actually kicked it with a girl, and it was like a party type environment, it was a loud environment, it wasn't because I was trying to kick no game or nothing. It was more so like eye contact was there. boom, we taking shots together, we dancing, hyping each other up to the music, but it wasn't no real connection there. And sometimes the next morning you may hear from her, sometimes you may not, because y'all was drunk and having a good time. So, like, it's just really understanding your personality, how you are, and really losing the expectation of like getting every girl. Like, bro, when you stop being so thirsty, it's like you become a magnet. It's kind of crazy. How do I talk to her during class when she by her friends? I'm trying to implement new ways. So one, I wouldn't talk to her during class. I mean, I would talk to her during class. What I mean is like I'm focused on school work first, and then boom, I had somebody in my Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you need to go join the Discord. Link is in my bio. Somebody in my Discord, he's like, because I haven't been in school in a long time, and I really didn't start talking to girls for real. Like I had a girlfriend, but I didn't really start like I didn't really get no game for real until after I was out of school, like after I dropped out of college. So I was never in that college setting or that high school setting to really shoot shots and get my shots in. However, I would imagine it's a lot easier because it's they right there. Like opposed to me, I gotta walk up to strangers and deal with strangers in my everyday life and shit. But he said, ask her, even if you hear it, whatever. He said something about like, yo, he said, sit next to her to break the ice in class. And then he said, ask her if she heard anything he just said or anything like. Did you hear anything he just said? She may say yes or she may say no. He said it don't really matter what she say. Introduce yourself and start talking from there. Any club game? I don't. Oh, let me not skip the rest of that. The second part of that is if you're approaching a girl with her friends, my go-to is always addressing the whole friends. It's a respectful thing to do, right? If I sit there and ignore her friends are not on my side. They may not cock block, or they may not, you know what I'm saying, hate on me. However, if I could talk to her friends and make her friends feel good too while I'm talking to her, their friends gonna be on my side. Her friends gonna be on my side if I make them feel welcome. If I'm talking to them, how y'all doing? What y'all having a good time? Boom. Look, I'm a friendly dude. I just want to come over and talk to her. I thought she was cute, but I didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be rude. I wanted to talk to all y'all. What's y'all names? Boom, boom. All y'all mind if I talk to her for 10 seconds? I'll leave and let y'all have y'all fun. Simple as that. Keep them included. They gonna fuck with that. How many guys is really doing that? Nigga said, you have any club game? Okay, so like I said, my club game is tailored to me. I'm not a loud person. I'm really if I'm at the club, bro, I'm on some real I'm not even gonna lie, nigga, I'm on some cool shit. Like I'm on some cool nigga shit. Like I'm in a section, I'm posted up, taking shots. I may do a little dance. Like I'm not overly hype. I'm not never the nigga that's in the center of the dance circle. Like that ain't never been me. That's not me. I don't even try to do that. So if I'm at the club, I don't even like the club. And because of that, I don't like. That's the reason I don't like the club because I'm just a quiet. Like I like intimate shit. The club is not intimate enough for me. But when I did have a good time at the club as a woman, it would be um I was making eye contact. Nigga, if you're at the club, drinks are involved, so people are going to be a lot looser. So she's going to be a little more bold if you come talk to her. But eye contact for sure at the club. Uh, I always start with like vibing out, like having a good time, like because all girls want to do is have fun, right? They're not going to ever remember what you say. They're going to always remember how you make them feel, right? So if you're in there dancing with her, she having a good time, she having fun, you know what I'm saying? You holding eye contact with her, you making her feel nervous. Like she not gonna forget that type shit. Like you can't hear her. Is the music is loud, so and I'm not finna yell. Like I'm never finna yell at no girl at the club. If anything, I'm even when I'm at the club, bro. Chat. This is what I do. Sorry, Twitch. I'm gonna get loud as shit. I'm about to, hey Ray, I'm about to actually answer yours next if you're still here. If I want to talk to her, I may say like, I'm gonna have to be a little loud because the music is loud, but I'm in her ear like this. Like I'm talking to her right here, and if I got something to say, I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna talk to her like this. I'm like, what's your name? And I'm gonna go like this so I can hear her. And like, all right, look, it's loud in here. Let me get your number. I'm gonna talk to you later. Okay. Pull out my phone. Boom. Or I may say, put your number in my phone. It's loud in here. I want to talk to you later. Boom. That, That's after the vibe though. I'm not just walking up to a random girl and saying that because I understand like I'm a stranger, nigga. Like she, even if she did give me her number, why would she reach out? There's no memory, there's no type of data on me to or experience or feeling for her to remember me for like who knows how many niggas she didn't give her number out to. She could be scared and just be nice. If I'm that nigga who had that experience, a fun experience, and she could be drinking, like she may not remember everything, but guess what? If I make her feel a certain type of way, you feel me? She had a good ass time. She met a nigga. I was giving her eye contact, and she was really fucking with it. She's not gonna forget that. Like she's not gonna forget that. So I'm gonna go ahead and create the experience first. But I'm not out of all of this chat. I'm not forcing none of that shit. I'm not forcing none of that shit, bro. You cannot when it come to girls, bro. You cannot force this shit. Like you cannot force this shit. You just gotta see if she fucking with you or not. But you cannot force none of this shit. When you stop trying to force it, when you stop trying to get every girl, you just understand like shit. She could fuck with me, she could not fuck with me. And you just go over there and truly just try to enjoy it, bro. Like just truly try to enjoy it. It's gonna work out for you a lot more. Yeah. Any advice on how to stay disciplined on your goals when you are half in and half out? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I just had this happen to me recently. I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. My issue was drinking, bro. I was drinking constantly. Like I was just drinking, just cause. Like I just like how it made me feel. And I wasn't like drinking hard liquor. Like I was drinking like wine, shit, like bebop, like little coolers and shit. And I started gaining weight. And the truth is, bro, like I just liked my body more. I liked my body more than the feeling of getting drunk. So like I looked in the mirror and like I'm not fat. Like I weigh 150. Like you should be able to see my six pack, bro. Like I'm a skinny nigga, bro. There's no reason why I should look like I have a belly. And my face got fatter too. And my mom started talking about my stomach and shit. Cause she used to always talk about how my stomach was flat. I didn't like none of that shit, bro. So it's really like it's not like I hit rock bottom, but I damn near had to hit rock bottom. And I understood that for me, at the age I'm at, this is probably the best time for me to take control of my body and get my body to where I want it to be, because it's gonna be a lot harder later. And then I educated myself on actually the the benefits I get from stopping it, and also the the negatives that it was doing to me. So like, for example, I'm about to educate y'all real quick. So whenever you drink alcohol, I'm not telling y'all to drink alcohol or not to drink alcohol. It's really dependent on what you want. For me, I want a six pack. I want a lean body and a six pack. Like I'm an athlete. I've been an athlete. I've had that all my life, so it's what I'm used to. So me not seeing it no more, I'm really feeling like I'm falling off and shit. And I hate that. So with alcohol, what it does is it stops your weight. It stops your fat loss. So basically, chat, our body, it burns fat. Obviously our body it puts like, we need energy, right? So when we work out, to even walk, to even live, we need to burn energy, right? So when you eat sugar, you burn sugar before you burn fat. But when you drink alcohol, you don't your fat loss stops. Like it literally stops. So what I was doing is I was drinking wine. Obviously, wine is not hard liquor, so wine is gonna have a sweet taste to it. It has sugars in it. So not only was I stopping my weight loss, after my weight, not my weight loss, my fat loss, the sugars were storing up. The fat was storing up. It was just storing up because I kept constantly drinking. I kept constantly stopping my fat loss, stopping my fat loss. So when you drink alcohol, your fat stops, and then when you're burning energy, if you eat a lot of sugars, then you're never gonna burn fat because your body always burns sugar first. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, sugars, like it's okay to eat sugar. Like it's sugar alone isn't gonna make you fat, but at the same time it will, because if you eat too much sugar, you're gonna have a lot of sugar to burn and you're not gonna burn a lot of fat. So all that to say, yes, Ray. All I like to say is I had to identify what I really wanted, and then I had to identify the habits that I was doing. Like, if you don't mind sharing, like, what are some of your goals that you want? Like, I really kind of just had to hit rock bottom for me to really, really like get disciplined, and then also being mindful of the shit that I consume. That is very important too, because everything right here starts with the mind. So when I started falling off with my reading and listening to my podcasts and my educational videos, and I just did a lot of entertainment and shit. I did a lot of things that satisfy my brain. I did a lot of things that satisfy my body as well. right? The whole time it was only temporary satisfaction because, as you can see, once I saw my stomach, I was not satisfied. But when I listen to these educational videos and read these books and listen to these podcasts and listen to these successful speakers, and they're telling me that I'm doing the right thing, that's also fulfilling to me. And in the long run, it always, like, I always benefit from it. Like, I can even see the reflection in my content. Like, me reading is literally giving me more content. Like, I'm saying some of the same shit over and over again, but I'm okay with it because I've been reading. I've been finding different ways to say it. I've been having realizations. I've been thinking about shit that I talked about a year ago that's coming back. I'm like, oh yeah, that is important. Because I don't really approach girls no more. I have a girlfriend. I'm locked in with my girlfriend. I don't really, I'm not into watching people talk to girls. That shit's cringy to me. I don't like watching shit on the internet or dating and shit because that shit is fake. Like, this shit, the content be fake. It's not a real, genuine connection. That's another thing I want to talk about real quick. That y'all be watching this dating advice and these content and these approaching videos and these videos with guys and girls and car dates and shit. Bro, most of that shit be fake. I'm telling you, bro, that shit be fake because it's putting a bad image on what reality is. You can't ask a girl bread or buns and expect her to answer seriously. If you're talking to a girl randomly and you just say bread or buns, bruh, not saying that somebody said that. This is just an example. Just saying bread or buns, bruh. Like, the bitch is gonna look at you like, sorry, the girl's gonna look at you like, nigga, what? Huh? Or if she's in tune, you just gave her the ick. So, like, sorry TikTok, I had to ignore y'all real quick. I had to lock in with my Twitch people. If you don't follow me on Twitch, come follow me on Twitch. Drop your questions again. I missed them. My bad. I missed them. But yeah, I just went on a little rant. I quit drinking 4 months ago, and now I have so much clarity, and I get more gains in the gym now. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Did you notice a difference? I don't know how often you were drinking, but like, did you see a difference in like body weight? Like, I can instantly see a difference in my body weight, in my face, and in my stomach. Cause like, I've been skinny my whole life. You could always see my abs, even if it wasn't a 6 pack. Like, at one point you could see a 6 pack, but you could see 4 pack. Like, you can see my abs. Like, I played baseball and sports my whole life, so I've been working out my whole entire life. Soon as I started drinking, even when I was drinking, I was working out. The difference is night and day. Feel what I'm saying? Like, I even feel like I can see a difference. I stopped drinking for like 2 days. The last time I drank was like, when was that? When was the last time I drank? I had a wine, a double XL. Probably like 3 days ago. Last time I drank was like 3 days ago, chat. 3 days ago. And obviously you can't burn fat for like 24 to 48 hours. And that's the thing, chat. I was compound drinking, so I just wasn't burning no fat, bro. I already feel like I see a difference. Changing my diet and everything. Change my diet and everything. What has the book Don't Believe You Think taught you? It literally taught me how to let go. Like, it literally taught me how to let go. It taught me the difference between like reality and my perception of reality. So for example, I'm gonna give you 2 exercises I did on my last Patreon video. First example, reality. My perception of reality is I'm on stream right now. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to my TikTok live viewers. I'm talking to my Twitch viewers. I'm talking to YouTube right now. And that's my perception of reality, that hundreds of thousands of people are going to hear this. Reality is I'm just a nigga sitting in a room talking to his phone, talking to his computer screen, talking to his camera, and there's nobody here. Like, I'm not talking to nobody right now. Like, y'all are, like, my perception is I understand that y'all are on the other side of the screen, but in reality though, like, reality, it's just me, my phone, my computer screen, and my computer and my camera. That's reality. That's one. So that's one thing that it made me realize, like, my perception isn't always going to be 100% accurate. Right? So although I'm thinking that I'm talking to hundreds of thousands of people, reality is, bro, I'm not talking to 100,000. There's not 100,000 people here. Like, I don't know how many people on YouTube are going to watch this, but in my head, it is. Another example of that it taught me is look around your room right now and count how many red things you see. I'm going to do it with you. 1 red thing, 2 red things, 3, 4. My lights are red, so I guess I say 5, 6. I say 6 red things, right? Say you got 6 red things, right? How many blue things do you have in your room? Oh, you don't know because you weren't paying attention to it. You didn't see any blue because you were only looking for red. But just because you didn't see any blue doesn't mean that there aren't any blue. There isn't anything blue in your room. That just means that your perception is off. Because in reality, there's blue in your room. Look how many things you blue in your room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got more blue things in my room than red. But I wasn't looking for blue, so I didn't see blue. So when niggas be having these negativities, their doubts in their mind or overthinking, that's not reality. That's the perception of the reality that they're focusing on. And because they're focusing on that, they don't see any other opportunities of reality that can happen. And reality is whatever you're thinking isn't true. Our thoughts are flawed. So that's what the book taught me, is the thought between our reality and perception of reality. And also it taught me thoughts versus thinking. Thoughts come to us. Thinking is our opinion on our thoughts, right? I had a thought to buy this book and break it down in my Patreon. Thinking would be, shit, how many videos do I want to do? How am I going to title it? Are they going to like this? That's thinking. But the initial thought, like, it just came to me. I should break down a book in my Patreon. That's initial thoughts. I don't know the laws of the universe. I don't know a lot of you. How I get my coworker, she keeps getting back with her girlfriend, but she fucking me. Oh my Lord. Boom. I'm going to tell you this. Yo, yes, chat. Last night, I read Proverbs 5. I read a proverb a day. No, Proverbs 6. I read a proverb a day, right? In the Bible. And Proverbs 6 taught me to never ever want anything that another man or woman has. No adultery. No adultery. So for people that want to take girls from their boyfriend or their girlfriend, don't do it. Don't do it, because you're being judged. Like you're being judged. Like, just don't ever want what somebody else has. What's for you is for you, bro. Don't ever want. I recommend you read Proverbs 6. Even if you don't believe in God or the Bible, just read it, bro. New Living Translation, just so you can have a better understanding of what it's saying. I really lock that in. It's gonna change how you think about that shit. If I get her IG from school or anywhere in general, how do I progress that shit? Alright, boom. So the thing about game is, bro, in order to have good game, you have to have patience, bro. You have to have patience. Every time Steph Curry gets the ball, he doesn't chuck that shit and shoot it. Just because he's getting the ball at full court and he has to dribble it up the court doesn't mean he's going to shoot it right there. Steph Curry is going to wait for an opportunity for him to get his shot off. They may not all be wide open shots, but they're shots that he's comfortable with taking. Opposed to maybe another great shooter, they're going to wait for their opportunity to shoot the ball. What does that mean? That means you must have patience. You must have to choose your shots wisely. So if I get a girl's Instagram, right? If I don't tell her that I'm going to hit her up, then I'm probably not going to hit her up right away. Instagram method, I love to do story posts, and now they have notes. When I was shooting on Instagram, they didn't have notes. Notes is probably a really good thing. And when I shoot on Instagram, the key thing I like to do is to say something, one, that she can respond to, and two, that allows her to know what my interest is, and three, that is not related to what she looks like. Kai Flossie was good, bro. Nigga said, Mo, I know he from the city. Or he from here. So what I mean by something that she can respond to, I'm not just saying you look good, because the only thing she can really say to that is thank you. I mean, she can respond to that, but then you're going to try to, Kevin Grimes was good. Then you're going to try to pick up the conversation and drag it on longer than it needs to be. Then you're going to try to pick up a conversation that's not really dead. You feel me? But if I say something like, I'm not going to come up with something off the top of my mind. I'm not good at that. I'm only good at it if I see something and my thoughts pop up. When it comes to thinking about something to say, I never know what to say if I have to think about it. But when it comes to me, bro. So I always say something, and even if whatever comes to me, I'll look at it and read it and say, how can she respond to this? Can she respond to this? Like, what ways? I don't know what she's gonna say, but it's not as simple. Like, she can respond to this. That's one. Two. Show something that expresses my interest. So I made the mistake in the past. Now, fortunately, it had worked for me. But in the past of commenting on a story, and it was like it didn't express any interest for real. Now, obviously, I'm me. I got game, so I know how to escalate it to get it to where I want. But going forward, though, I learned how to express my interest with with my messages, and it all came from just not being scared. I do have an example. One time, a girl I followed on Instagram, I thought she looked good. I understand the importance of patience, so I'm not gonna randomly swipe up on her story. I'm just gonna wait till I see something that she posted I want to comment on. Her post says close friends question mark. It's a picture, a layout, 4 pictures of her. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. In the middle say like this if you want to be in a close friends or something. And I went I swiped up on her story and I said, fuck did I say? Hold on, chat. Damn. This would have been great if I could have flowed it better. What did I say? I said something along the lines of I'm cool off the close friends. I really just want your number or something like that. Oh, no, I'm about to pull it up. I'm about to pull it up. I'm about to pull it up because I said I found it the other day. Can you search messages? Oh, oh yeah. Close friends. Close friends. Close friends. Close friend. Damn, I want to throw the messages. Oh. Anyway, I don't want to take too much longer. But basically, chat, I said something along the lines of I don't really want to be in your close friends. Like, I prefer your number. Like, oh, I think I said I'd rather have your number than being your close friends. I probably said something along those lines. What did that do? One that gave her something. One that gave her something to respond to. John, what's up, my boy? One that gave her something to respond to, and two, it was direct. Like clearly, I'm not just asking for a number. Like I don't want to be in your close friends. Like I want your number. She's like, oh, that's you coming like that? I'm like, yeah, I like to. I don't like to waste time. She said I like that, and then I said I'm still waiting for your number, and she sent her number. So I gave her something to respond to. I was clear with my interests, and I used what was given to me to send a message. I used what was given to me to send a message. She said something about close friends. I used, and this is how you can improve your mouthpiece. I used what she gave me and connected it to what I wanted. I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared. Another girl. We followed each other. She found me. She followed me. I thought she was cute. I followed her back. And then I noticed that she put me in her close friends. So what did I swipe up and say? We close friends now? Question mark, question mark, question mark. She said, we can be. Then I pivoted. I don't like being close friends with I don't like being close friends with pretty girls. My intentions aren't always pure. And that's how we started. We started flirting. Boom, boom, boom. Got her number. Chopped it up. That went well. So it's all about having patience, using what's given to you to get to where you want it to go, and giving her something to respond to. That's all it is. That's all it is. Back, hey, Dojo Ghost, what's good, my way? Not gonna lie, how you stop fumbling women? Basically, you get them and how you can keep them long term. Perfect. This is a great question, brother. I'm not gonna give you the typical thing where they say you don't fumble women, women fumble you. That's bullshit. You can fumble women. You can fumble women. I fumble women before. It's called growth. You gotta take accountability for where you fuck up at. So there's multiple reasons that guys can fumble women. However, I stopped fumbling women. I almost fumbled my girlfriend. Actually, funny story, but I stopped fumbling women. I don't even know when I stopped fumbling women. The last few girls I talked to, I always cut it off, and it was because I was okay with it not working. I was okay with it not working because I was so locked in on my purpose first. When you're locked in on your purpose first, it's attractive because you're not drowning her with that attention. And it's important to give a girl attention. I'm not telling y'all to neglect these girls because that's how you can fumble. Because she can come across a nigga like how I was, who knows how to balance himself and know how to still make her feel good. Now, when it comes to keeping a girl long term, there's no one thing you need to do. I'm about to put y'all on some real game I told in the Patreon. If you're not in the Patreon, y'all need to join that Patreon. There's real game in there. keeping a girl is all about giving her an environment to where she wants to stay, because you can't force nobody to do anything. You can't make nobody stay. And I was telling my girlfriend this today because she said something. She mentioned something about when we first, before we started dating, about how I said something about like I would like nobody could replace her spot unless somebody, you know what I'm saying, was doing something better than she was. And today I told her, I'm like, well, yeah, like everybody's replaceable. Like anybody could be replaced if you're not doing your job. That's why it's best to always do what you need to do, and do everything that you can. And even then you can still be replaceable. She was like, she didn't like how that sounded. Like it was crack. Like she didn't like how it sounded, but it's the truth, it's reality, bro. Like even with you doing your part, you can be replaceable. However, it's less likely for you to be replaceable if you're doing your part. The best way to keep a girl is by literally giving her not everything she want or everything she need, but literally giving her everything she want, everything she need, bruh. Cause then she doesn't let's like it's literally nowhere. There's she's gonna be happy to be here. She has something to look for. You emotionally fulfill her. That's why I like asking these questions. It's like sales. Like I told y'all, all my dating advice comes from sales principles. I'm going to be able to sell a client or sell a customer based off of their needs and their wants and their desires. If I don't know their needs, wants, or desires, then I'm shooting with a blindfold on. I'm hoping that they want to fuck with me. But if I'm telling her what my needs, desires, and what I'm telling her what my wants, needs, and desires are, and she's telling me what her wants, needs, and desires are, if I know I can't fulfill them, there's no need for me to waste my time. But even if I like her enough and she does what I need her to do, then it's a sacrifice that I have to make. Like I have to be willing to provide her with what she needs. Slim was good, my boy. So as far as keeping a girl, it's just providing her with her needs, wants, and her desires, bro. Give her everything that she need and she want. And that's not one thing or the same thing for every girl. But you can learn that just from having good conversation and actually want to understand and learn these girls and talk to these girls. Do women ever approach you first? I've had it happen a couple of times, but not really. Not really. But actually, yes, because girls want to approach you on some, hey, you fine shit or whatever. Girls are approaching on some, I like your outfit, or this is what girls who say to me all the time. I like your tattoo. I like your tattoos. Or they met you with it. Did that hurt? Like they may try to say something that they may say they try to start conversation with you. Uh, Thanks for teaching me the power of vulnerability. It changed the way I connect with my partner. Bro, hey, bro, I'm so glad you just told me that, bro. Oh my lord, I've been good, brother. How you been? Because, bro, that was a video that I wanted people to really, really understand because that shit was so real. The only reason that I'm with my girl right now and I didn't fumble my girl and lose my girl was because I decided to be vulnerable and actually I took accountability for the mistakes that I made. I explained to her why I made those mistakes. I was being vulnerable. I was being very honest. I was trying something new. I was trying something that was out of body for me. Like I'm trying something that's not usually what my character is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest. Like I would hate to lose you, right? But I was just very, very vulnerable, and it was what I needed to actually. It made our connection stronger. That was the moment I realized I love my girl. Was the moment when I was about to lose her is when I realized I loved her. When I was able to when I was okay with the fact of me being vulnerable and accepting the fact that either she gonna fuck with me or she not, but I would rather her know how I feel opposed to me trying to be tough and hold my feelings in and then lose her on some shit like that. Cause then it's like I didn't really give my all. Then it's like regret. Like I don't want no regret. It's literally like not approaching a girl you want to approach. If I really strongly feel for this girl and I know what I'm doing, why would I not? Why would I not show that or tell her that? Like some of the advice they be giving, like concealing your intentions, it's slightly true, but it's like there's levels to it, and yeah, I just really gotta understand. What is the signs a girl is a doer, like non-sexual signs for real? Uh, I would just say friendliness. Like I hate her. That even though I mean this may not mean that she's a thought. She could just be like a very friendly, nicely bubbly person. But like also it could be because those girls are usually very friendly, very easy to get along with, and when they come around sharks and shit like me, those are we're the ones that, you know what I'm saying, know how to connect with her, make her feel good, and you know what I'm saying, huh, you know what I'm saying. Uh, what are some good podcasts? I like podcasts that are tailored to me. I like listening to like educational videos, like speakers, more so than podcasts. But if I had to get some podcasts, Diary of a CEO, they cover a lot of different topics. So you may have people on there that give dating advice, psychological advice, money advice, finance and shit like that. Diary of a CEO, Lewis Howes. I don't really watch them anymore though. What I really watch is educational speakers. So I listen to, like, recently I've been heavy on Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn I've been heavy listening to. Brian Tracy. I've been listening to Brian Tracy heavy. Myron Golden. He's more about business, but he teach like real life shit like sales. Omar El Takori. He Myron Golden was I actually found out about Myron Golden from Omar El Takori, because he was his mentor. So I like people who are in a position or in a space that I want to learn or get better at or thrive at, and I listen to them. Like for finance, I listen to Wall Street Trapper. Wall Street Trapper. He taught me how to. I paid for his mentorship to get taught how to like invest in shit. So like I tell people this, in order to find a good podcast, it's not based on what I'm recommending you. It's based on what you resonate with. So if you want to learn sales, look up some sales videos and look up and pay attention. Like, do you resonate with what they're saying? Like for me, y'all are watching me right now. I don't know how many people of y'all this y'all first time seeing me or my regulars on Twitch, but it's something about me that make y'all want to watch me, right? But I'm not the only person in this content space. I may not even make the best content in this space. I mean, I believe I do, but I may not even be the best in this space. But what matters most is whenever I speak, it resonates with you. It hits you. You learn something from me. And that's what makes a good podcast, or a good speaker. So all those speakers I listen to, they say something to me, and it just give me an idea or it triggers something in my mind. Thanks for all the follows and all the likes, bro. I appreciate all y'all. I've been I feel you on the friendliness. I said hella provocative clothes, but I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm judging. It's really up to you, bro. Like, who am I? I'm not God or anything. Like, I can't judge nobody, bro. I don't like provocative clothes. But that don't necessarily make her like a hoe or nothing. Like, she provocative clothes can mean she like the attention, but also provocative clothes, like, she could like how certain women look in those clothes. Like if she idolized or like looked up to a certain model or a certain celebrity that dressed that way, and she wants to mimic herself after that person, then it doesn't mean that she's necessarily being a hoe. That just She could just be attracted to that look, and that look gives her confidence. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it's all about perspective for real, and that's why it's actually really good to listen to these girls. For example, bro, this is why it's a great idea to actually listen to women and talk to people and actually get to know what they doing and why they do what they do, even if you don't like it. My girl, I don't know if she still like, not she still like to go out and shit. My girl she just like to go out, but my girl, when I first met her, she just loved to go out. Like, she just loved going out. Like, she just always went out, always was looking for a move. Couldn't just sit in the house and read a book or watch a movie. Like, she always had to go out and do something. And at first, of course, me listening to the internet, nigga, that's a red flag. Every dating coach would tell you, don't date no girl that like to go out to the club. Don't do this. Don't do that. In reality, they're just projecting off of an experience they've either a bad experience that they've had with the woman that they chose, not the woman that I chose, based off of whatever characteristic they chose them from, or they heard that advice from somebody else that experienced it, like, and then never got the experience themselves. What I wasn't gonna do was allow outside opinions affect my relationship and what I have with the person that I chose based off of my standards and my boundaries. I chose her for a reason, right? So at first it was bothering me, and that's why I bought don't believe everything you think, because me being in a relationship, and it was a long distance relationship, it was making me overthink a lot. Like, even though I knew the type of girl I chose, it was just an uncomfortable position for me, knowing that she was always going out, and then I was just having these negative thoughts. And I'm not even a negative person, but I bought the book. And another thing that book taught me, for whoever asks, is be careful with listening to other people's opinions because we don't understand how much opinion others' opinions outside opinions and our environment influences us. So I don't even tell my friends my relationship advice. I don't tell my parents certain things because I don't want to hear what they have to say because whether I want to or not, it's going to influence my emotions in some way, shape, or form. But to get back to the story, my girl always liked going out. And I had to ask her like, "What? Why do you like to go out?" Because I don't, and I didn't say it in a way that was going to be controversial. I said it in a way that so that she can understand that I genuinely was curious in what she had to say, because I don't like to go out. Like I don't understand. Like I don't have fun when I go. I don't get it. I feel like every time I go out, I have to drink. If I have to drink to go out, that means that I probably shouldn't go out because I shouldn't have to drink to do anything. So I told her, I said, well, why do you like to go out? Because I don't understand. Like, I just don't be having fun. And she explained, so I like the process of getting ready, doing my makeup. I like hanging out with my friends, and I just like the environment, the loud, the music, the loud, you know what I'm saying, the party, the hypeness. Like, that's a positive energy for her. And when she broke it down like that, it's like, well, damn, I'm over here thinking that she like going out because she like the attention, like she like being seen, and it really had nothing to do with that. Like her doing her makeup or whatever is she likes that. It makes her feel good about herself. She likes taking pictures. It makes her feel good about herself. Now, yes, it do be certain validation things. She even caught herself saying something about something that was about validation or whatever, but it isn't really. It isn't really. That wasn't really it. She liked the whole makeup process. She liked enjoying time with her friends and all that. And when I heard that, bro, it kind of just changed my whole perspective. Like, hold on, I can't let my overthinking ruin my relationship. Like I couldn't let my overthinking ruin my relationship. What's some ways I can become more interesting? I feel like I have no substance and it makes combos that have women really dry and basic. Yes, okay, boom. So there's two things I want to tell you. The first one is going to be conversation wise. In order to be interesting to in order to be interesting to other people, you must be interested in them. Right? If you're interested in them, it's going to make you more likable because you are going to be a person who listens to them and understands them and hears what they have to say. Now, as far as being more interesting, have your own life. I don't think that you don't have your own life. I think that you just maybe try too hard to be interesting. And your conversations with substance, I just think is because you're not taking the conversations necessarily where you want to go. Why do you feel like you have no substance? Sometimes I be overthinking as well, to which I try to not let myself view things negatively. But you're aware of it. The first thing is you have to be aware of it. A lot of guys who watch me and consume this type of content, they're actually not even aware of it. So they're actually feeding into that negative habit and making it worse. Me being aware and you being aware of this, the negative thinking and overthinking, we can actually flip the switch. And that's what I was talking about in today's video, where you can turn that negativity and literally think of the opposite. Our brain doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. We cry at emotional movies, and the movies don't even be real. We get scared at movies, and the movies don't even be real. It's because our brain doesn't know the difference. It triggers those. Our brain is the one that triggers those emotions. So when we feed into those negative thoughts, our brain doesn't know if it's real or not. So it's choosing that's what's changing. That's putting that feeling in our heart and that feeling in our stomach. Flip the narrative. You can flip the narrative, even that you know that it's not real or may not be true. Our brain doesn't know that. Our brain is what controls our heart. Our mind is what our beliefs is what control how we feel our body language. So our negative thoughts, anything thinking negative. I like to think of the opposite shit. Like whenever you're having those thoughts approaching a girl, I may not be her type or I may be too short. No, fuck that. Whole time she don't even really care about height. She actually care about a guy that actually just cares about her. And I'm overly caring. I could change her life. I'm the best thing that could ever happen to her. Matter of fact, she's probably just waiting for me to come over here and talk to her right now. Then go do it. Like flip the narrative, bruh. My bad, I didn't hear you because I had to do so much. Can you respond one more time? I don't remember which. How do I conversate with female IRL without making it awkward or calm level? Yeah, so you have to relax, bro. So like when it comes to approaching girls, bro, or talking to girls IRL, bro, it's all about really like poise and like just staying under control. Um, it's and just enjoying it, like, bro, just be chill, like just be cool, or if that's your demeanor, like my demeanor, I'm most comfortable when I'm talking to a girl when I'm on some cool shit, not when I'm on some geeky hee hee ha ha shit. Not if I'm cracking a joke, I'm cracking a joke in my demeanor like this, my low tone, my demeanor on some cool shit, on some calm shit, and my jokes hit 10 times funnier because I'm not doing extra shit. And my humor or jokes or whatever, it really just be me being sarcastic. I give you a prime example. Like I wasn't flirting or anything today, but this is just a prime example of that humor. Like I just got a new job today, a little part time job for some extra cash, and I go in there and I gotta go in the back to do my orientation, little test or whatever. And one of the assistant managers I had just met a little prior before that, she's sitting there eating food, and I'm going back there and she eating and shit. And she's like, all right, don't mind, blah blah blah. They're gonna call her M. Don't mind M. Um, don't mind M. She's just eating her lunch. She's on her break. I was like, I won't mind her if she don't mind sharing. And we just cracked a joke. She was like, nah, it's nasty anyway. Humor, just all sarcasm. It's just all sarcasm. But what it's doing is building a little rapport between us. This is my first day meeting her. I'm still not comfortable. I don't really know these people. I don't know their intentions. I don't know how they act. But like just building that rapport, just getting a little bit more comfortable, making it easier for us to talk to each other. What's up, Danielle? So like, it ain't that deep, bruh. It ain't that deep. I'm tired of being dry with females. How do I spice it up, bruh? Just chill. Like you gonna force it, bro? What do you mean? How are you dry with females? Like I truly don't even understand. Alex, what's up, shorty? I don't even understand what you mean by like, why do you think that you're dry? I would say I have no substance because my knowledge on lots of things is very basic level. I don't really say, talk, or do anything that stands out from other people. It doesn't help. I don't have many hobbies either. All right, then. So you kind of already answered your own question. So you said, I would say I have no substance because my knowledge on lots of things is very basic level. Okay. I don't really say, talk, or do anything that stands out from other people. It doesn't help. I don't have many hobbies either. Well, but you don't like sports, like you're not into anything, even if you don't have a hobby. I mean, I would always recommend somebody to have a hobby or do something outside of school or something like, bro, like do something that you enjoy, bro. Like I like to hoop, bro. I stream, bro. Like I have a job. I read. I listen to podcasts. I get ideas and all types of shit. Like I'm always free in my brain, sharing shit with people. I would say I have no substance because my knowledge on a lot of things is basic level. I think that everybody should learn one thing a day, or at least try. And you can do that just by reading. You can do that by reading or listening to a podcast or a educational video. I think that everybody should learn that, or at least try to learn one thing a day. It's gonna keep your brain going. But even then, that's not what makes a conversation with a girl have substance. It ain't you that makes it's you that makes it have substance, but it's not the facts or the knowledge that you have on things. It's the questions you ask her. Like we're here to build rapport, we're here to build trust, and the more information they give us, the more that they trust us. The more information she gives us, the more that she can trust us. So now it becomes a thing of, well, how like what questions do I ask? And it's more so like Dojo just said, you gotta ask questions and follow up on the questions you just asked. Yes, you can throw statements in there, throw your opinion in there. Let them know you understand. You feel me? Like she says something that you may relate to. Before you ask another question, let her know that you relate to that. Give her like, and when you listen for clarity. If you don't have clarity, then you can ask another question that's about the same thing until you have full clarity. Ask her to follow up. So boom 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 boom. Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't been through boom 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 boom. So how did it like yeah, I'm not gonna think of something over the spot, but I do have interest, but I'm not really confident in talking about myself or stuff like I like. I don't even know what that means, bro. I'm gonna be honest. What do you mean you're not confident? Like, what do you mean I do have interest, but I'm not really? What do you mean you're not confident in talking about your stuff, about yourself or stuff you like? Like, I don't get that. Like, what do you mean? really, really helped me, bro. Really helped me. I'm not confident in talking about myself or stuff I like. And you might have actually not heard everything I just said because I just said a conversations with substance isn't necessarily just you talking about the shit. The conversation with substance is her talking about shit. Substance is literally just getting to know each other beyond the surface level. What's your favorite color? How many siblings you have? Um, like surface level is just we're not getting deep. Like it's just substance is just getting a little deeper than the surface. I think you mean like how he is a person or shit he into also. I don't know. Sort of what does it? No, 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 no. I need you to explain to me what you mean. And then when you want to talk to women, you gotta make the comment about it. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing the live, gang. For sure. I'm about to get off this joint soon. I gotta call my girl. Hurry up and let me know what you mean before I get off. I'm trying to make sure I help you out to the best of my ability. I gotta really understand. You see how I'm asking you questions? I'm not just gonna sit here and take what you say. Like it don't make sense to me, so I'm gonna keep asking you questions. And then once I think I got it, I'm gonna clarify it to you. I'm gonna clarify to you. Is this what you mean? Like boom, 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 and you're gonna respond. And then I'll have an answer for you or a solution for you. But for conversations, I'm always more interested in the other person than the other person getting to know about me. I know if I'm more interested in the other person, they're going to be interested in me when the conversation dies down. I don't ever talk about me if I'm not asked about. I don't talk about me if I'm not asked about. Content is a little different because I have stories to share. Y'all are asking me shit. But any other question, if I'm talking to a human being, I'm asking questions about them. I'm not really sharing anything. If I can relate to something, I may say that, but I'm not giving the whole story. I'm like, oh yeah, I think I meant to do that too when I was in school. But damn, that's so boom. I don't I can't come up with a conversation on the spot because my conversations are so natural, they're so flowing, and they're so based on the other person I'm talking to. It's hard for me to just come up with shit on the spot. That's why you can't think about what to say. You literally can't think about what to say because you're not supposed to think about what to say. You're supposed to have your thoughts are supposed to allow you to come up with something to say in the moment. You have to respond and listen to what the person you're talking to are saying. Basically, I'm a very chalant sort of goofy. I'm a very chalant sort of goofyish person, and I be feeling like that turns lots of people off, low key. You're doubting yourself. That's self doubt. One. So because you feel like you care and that you're goofy and you like to laugh, that sounds like good energy to me. That turns a lot of people off, low key. So that's what you believe. How many people has that turn off? Why do you think that? Because what you just said, it really just sounds like you described me. I'm very chalant. I care a lot. I care a lot. And because I cared a lot, I had to learn how to selectively care about certain people. But at the same time, no, I still care about everybody the same. But I just lowered my expectation because I understand that everybody's not going to care as much as I care, which is okay. But when I find somebody that cares as much as I care, because I know that about myself, that's a good sign for me to lock in with. And because I like being goofy, when I can find somebody I can laugh with, nigga, I ain't gonna lie. That's my girlfriend, bro. That's my girlfriend, bro. She allows me to care. She allows me to chalant, and she allows me to be goofy. And she'll sit there and laugh with me. She may bid me. She may bid me here and there, but she be doing weird shit too. We laugh and we joke and we bid each other. But like I'm not being judged. I'm not being judged. And it's cause she actually like me, gang. So when you actually find somebody that like you and that may actually be like you, like you're good. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You're not confident in talking about yourself. You're not supposed to talk, you're just supposed to show anyway. It's all in your actions, gang. All right, TikTok. I'll catch y'all boys later. If you haven't, chat, you know what I'm saying? If you want to improve your game or if you struggle with talking to girls or struggles with games, struggle with confidence or anything, check out all my links in my bio. I got a confidence course. I got a Patreon to improve your game. And I also have a magnetic mouthpiece point course to help you with your speaking, your conversation skills, and your ability to connect with women just by using your words. So, I'll catch y'all boys later.